Workbench. I don't know why I haven't seen these graphics before.
Oh my goodness.
I think Eddie's holding out on us.
No, they've been there. You just don't pay attention.
But anyway, Workbench. So today, normally we talk about sewing machines and how to fix and stuff, but today I want to get more into the Workbench or the business side of things because I figured Workbench is where I talk about
Because
stuff
he's
that nobody cares
leaving.
about.
Because he's leaving for
No,
months.
because if you've been living under a rock, you may not have noticed prices are getting out of control.
And supply is getting even
so
worse.
pricing and supplies is really getting kind of crazy. And what I have seen on the storefront, something that's been very interesting in the last couple months, is you're starting to see a lot more UMAP pricing or MAP pricing. That's minimized advertised pricing.
What is that?
That's what we're going to talk about.
What's it? Minimized?
Minimized advertised price, minimum advertised price.
Meaning you can't advertise it for less than they tell
there's
you to.
some. I don't know all the legal wrangling around it, but I do know that there are, collusion and monopolies and all that crap. But but a lot of the companies have moved to minimum MAP pricing. Now, as an example, I'm just going to talk about sewing machines real quick. Brother has this on a few machines now. They used to not have MAP pricing. They have MSRP pricing. So for the longest time, I couldn't advertise. I cannot put in print advertising or on the internet the price of what we charge for a machine unless it is the MSRP. So for an example, the PS500, which is the kind of the first tier sewing machine we sell, that MSRP is for.
Thank you, Dan. I agree. Dev. Go pound sand.
Wow. But MSRP.
I meant garden. Go garden.
The MSRP on the PS500 is $999.99, which means if I was going to advertise the PS500, I could not do it for less than that because that's MSRP under the contract I have with Brother. However, the MAP pricing, yes.
Even if there's a sale, you still couldn't, could you?
You can within your geographic area. There's a lot of stuff around it, but basically I was stuck to advertising MSRP, and you'll see this on most machines. If you're looking for a machine and you start calling around, most of them are going to give you MSRP pricing.
Because they kind of have
to. They kind of have to. And then what Brother did is there's a few machines like the PS500 and the NQ1700. They said, well, you can sell those online. And then when we start selling them online, nobody's going to pay that $999 for PS500 online. So then you start that race to the bottom. Who can sell it cheapest? That's where MAP pricing comes in. They said, okay, you can sell it online, but you cannot sell it for less than $749.99. That just doesn't sound
That's
legal. A 25% difference in prices right there.
Yeah.
So you can see why. So that's MAP pricing is what a retailer can advertise it at, and I can sell it for less if I want. There's nothing stopping me from advertising it for less. But what happens is the Brother comes along and says, we're not going to sell you machines anymore because you're advertising for under our agreed upon price.
They spank you.
Yes. So that's what MAP pricing is all about. And so I was just going to use the sewing machines as an example. But what I found interesting in the last couple months, I have gotten MAP pricing notices from Orifil.
Really?
Yeah. So you'll notice if you check out our website, and now I'm just telling people this. I'm not telling you what we're selling it for, but you will notice that on our website, Orifil, I want to say is like $13.49 a spool.
I don't even remember.
And so this is also a shout out to go shop.
I don't look at the prices. I just
but I'm just saying this is also a shout out to go to your local shops because on the website I have to sell it for the $13.49 or whatever they've told me the MAP pricing is. Otherwise, I will have a hard time getting Orifil in the shop because they will talk to distributors and I'll have a hard time getting it. And the reason being is because if you can check out like eBay or Amazon, you're seeing Orifil being sold for less than.
How do they get away with that?
I don't know. I don't know if they're selling old Orifil.
I don't know how they. Orifil?
Yeah, I don't know how they're doing it, but the price is less than wholesale sometimes. Or very close to wholesale. They're not making any money.
I think that's what I have in here is the embroidery weight Orifil.
So what you're going to see is I just wanted to bring this up because Tula Pink is another one. I got an email from Tula Pink saying that Jaftex in general saying if you're going to sell Jaftex, it has to be listed at a specific price online. So Tula Pink now we have to have it advertised online at like $13 or $14 a yard.
I don't know. It's 50 weight.
But we're starting to see a lot more of this as a way to combat low internet prices because the people are, if you don't have a shop, you have a lot less overhead, so you can sell stuff cheaper online.
Yeah,
and so a lot of the companies now are moving to MAP pricing So what you're going to notice
To
is
make it a little fairer.
a little fairer. So you're going to notice that a lot of the prices. So, for example, I'll use Tula Pink. We are selling it less expensively in the store because we can, but online we have to sell it at that price. So if you start shopping around,
Really?
yeah,
So if we buy it online, even though it's still from you,
Mm-hmm.
we have to pay more for it versus walking in the store
Yes.
and purchasing
yes,
it.
because I cannot advertise it for
Yeah.
less expensive online.
Interesting.
Otherwise, what'll happen is Javtex will pull some strings.
Yeah, and we don't
And
want
then
that to happen.
yeah, and I get it
Don't want that to happen.
they need to make sure that all vendors are taken care of so
Yeah.
that people are buying their fabric. I mean, it makes perfect sense from where I'm sitting as a shop owner. But I wanted to make people aware of this because I'm starting to see more and more of it. And as prices start to go up, you might start to notice online that prices are going through the roof on some of this stuff. But that doesn't necessarily mean that your local shop is going to be through the roof on pricing. Go to your local shop and check it out. See what they're really selling it for. Because like I said, Orifil, we have to sell it for more online than we are in the shop because of the minimum advertised pricing policy that they put in place. And I really think I'm going to start seeing more and more of this because as like I said, I saw it with Orifil, I saw it with a Javtex, and I really think we're going to see a lot more people in the industry kind of moving to that direction. And it's not a bad thing. Their minimum advertised pricing is right in line with what we're paying wholesale for stuff. So it's not unreasonable the price that you're seeing. It's just our business model here allows us to go a little bit less expensive on fabric and thread because we're picking up more of our profit center is going to be the machine quilting and the sewing machines. But that's specific to our store. So I can understand that not every store can do that.
I've been trying to think of a way to talk you into bringing some cool cross stitch in.
Yeah, and we could. But I just thought from a workbench, like I said, normally we talk about machines, but I just thought that would be something interesting that not privy to on the buying side of things. But you will see the prices are going up. And not a whole lot we can do about it.
It's crazy.
But with this
right
new
now.
thing with that
Crazy.
with the map pricing is, I think you're going to see a little bit more of a jump than necessary because they're trying to level out that playing field.
Interesting.
So all I'm going to
There'll
say
be a
is
lawsuit.
shop local.
There'll be some lawsuits on that one, I
No,
guarantee you.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, I think the way that I don't
Yeah,
because of the agreements. Because, like, for example, Javtex can say, if you're going to buy our product, you have to advertise it for this price. They're not saying that I have to charge it for that price. So you can come into the store and I can sell it for less than we do, but I can't advertise it for less than that.
Wow.
But Javtex isn't the only fabric company, so there's
Right.
not like a monopoly thing where it's just like, well, Javtex can't do it. Well, no, because I
Yeah.
can just buy somebody else.
But
so there's
they're all getting on the bandwagon.
but everybody's gonna. I think you're gonna see it to some degree. But so, like I said, shop local because my suspicion is you're gonna find that local stores
It's hard to shop local these days.
Yeah.
I was calculating in my head, like,
because of
Four Pines versus, there's nothing in the Upper Valley at all.
I really think that these new policies are going to encourage that because now it's going to make sense for somebody to open up a quilt shop or a small fabric store because you're going to be able to say, well, I've got enough market here. And I know that I don't have to compete with these prices online. Because
maybe.
that's what's
I don't
caused
know.
a lot of shops to kind of reevaluate. Because if I had to compete with what I've seen Orifil advertised for,
Right. You couldn't.
I really couldn't.
Yeah.
I'm almost paying you to take it at that point.
Yeah.
And you see that with some fabric lines are that way as well. So I really see what they're doing, and I think you'll see it in the long run. It'll be healthier for the local businesses. And so I just say I'd encourage you to shop local. And if you see a price online, like I said, I'm not going to say call up and say what's your real price because I'm not going to play that game either.
Yeah.
But just something to be aware of. It's just kind of the way things are going. I think we're going to start seeing more of it. And so if you're looking for the best deal I think a year from now, the best deal is going to be your local shop. I really think for the high-end fabric, the high-end thread, the high-end materials, you're going to see a lot of people go this direction to drive people back to shop. Very similar to what Kimberbell is doing with their kind of their commission with their affiliate links.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense for Kimberbell to do subscription boxes. I don't hold it, and it's really, but they also recognize that it's the shops that are supporting the sales.
Yeah.
That's why they do the affiliate program.
They all come in wanting to know how to do
Yeah.
something, or they need a little extra fabric because they messed
Yeah,
up. Or
and so it's very smart that they do the
Yeah.
affiliate program so they can make
Yeah.
their money on the subscriptions, but at the same time they're supporting the local because I was talking to a gal. She just moved up from recently moved from can't remember where, but anyway, her thing was she's still 2.5 hours from the shop, but she stopped by and she's like, well, she's changing her hobbies because there's the local support. There's not a lot of local support for her sewing and embroidery.
Oh, that's so sad.
And like she said, she's got a million other things she likes to do, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But it's something to consider that the local support makes a big difference.
It makes a huge.
It makes a huge
I know.
difference.
I really enjoy just the socialization
Yeah.
of having the shop.
Yeah, and I like I said, I think map pricing is a really interesting. You're going to see more of it.
Interesting.
And
Okay.
so if you're an online shopper, it's going to get more expensive.
Everything is going to.
Yeah, everything's going up.
expensive,
But I just thought that
that's
was
the
kind
way
of
it
interesting,
goes.
so I thought I would share that
Yeah,
today.
very cool.
So there you go.
All right.